Welcome to Article 1, Section 3 of the Constitution. This part of the Constitution deals solely with the Senate. We will be exploring more about what the framers of our Constitution thought was the job of the Senate, their duties, requirements, and how that impacts us today. Take a moment to watch this video, The Facts of Congress on the Senate. After you're finished watching The Facts of Congress, please write down 3 things that you have learned from this particular video.
And now, another fact of Congress. The Senate is one of the 2 bodies that make up what we call Congress. The framers of our Constitution created the Senate to make sure that our government didn't rush into any bad legislation or laws in a misguided moment. Think of the Senate as the wise old owl who patiently sits up in the tree looking down on all possible options before acting. There are 100 senators, 2 from each state, and they serve terms of 6 years. The Senate has a unique role. It is the congressional body that must approve treaties with other countries, and also must approve or reject important presidential nominees, such as new Supreme Court justices. Of course, the Senate also works in cooperation with the House of Representatives to pass the laws of the land. And that's another fact of Congress.
Article 1, Section 3 of the Constitution has a couple areas where we have some questions. First of all, how many senators are from each state? If you answered 2, you are correct. How long do senators serve? If you say 6 years, you are correct. How many total senators are there? 100. Now that we have the basics of the Senate down, let's look at Clause 2. Because they serve for such a long period of time, 6 years, which some of you may note is longer than any president, they provide an interesting continuum or stability to our government. We have the House of Representatives serving 2 years, the President serving 4 years, and the Senate serving 6. The Senate was originally intended to be the upper or considered higher branch of the Congress. With it serving so long, we couldn't have all the senators being re-elected at once. As a result, Clause 2 was enacted. Every 2 years, 1/3 of the Senate is up for the re-election. This makes turnover a little bit more seamless. Vacancies are filled by the governor in the state in between elections. For example, when President Obama was elected, he was a senator from Illinois. The governor of Illinois had the opportunity to replace President Obama with another candidate of his choice, since it was in between elections. When Congressman Ted Kennedy passed away, the governor of Massachusetts chose someone to complete his term of office. Clause 3 talks a little bit more about the requirements in order to be a senator. So, how old do you think a senator needs to be in order to run for office? The minimum age in order to become a senator is 30 years old. What is the citizenship requirement? 9 years. They must be a citizen of the United States for 9 years previous to their election. Where must a senator live? In the state and area in which he represents. This makes them more in tune to what is going on. Clause 4. Who is the President of the Senate? With 100 senators, it's easy that they might come up with a tie. So in order to prevent a tie, the tie-breaking ballot would come from the President of the Senate. But who is this? If you said the Vice President, then you are correct. This is one of the few jobs allotted to the Vice President. Historically, presidents have mentioned and commented on the office of the Vice President, saying it wasn't worth a pinch of spit, because there really wasn't much for him to do. This is one of the few things that has been allotted historically to the Vice President. Now, because the Vice President works with the President, and there are only 100 senators, the only time the President of the Senate, better known as the Vice President, gets a chance to vote is when there is a tie. This doesn't happen very often. So for all practical purposes, the President of the Senate does not get to vote. One other thing to note is that the Vice President does have to complete duties for the President, so he is not always present while the Senate is in session. As a result, someone else has to step in to lead. Remember that the President of the Senate is like the Speaker of the House. They are in charge of helping set the agenda. They control who gets the opportunity to speak both for and against. They need to watch out for majority and minority rights. Because the framers knew that the Vice President may be acting for the President, they did set out for this instance to occur. Clause 5 talks about the President pro tempore, which is a member of the Senate who is elected and serves as the head of the Senate when the Vice President is absent. So our current leadership looks like this. The President of the Senate is Joseph Biden, the Vice President of the United States. The President pro tempore is Danielle Inouye from Hawaii. The Majority Leader is Harry Reid, who is from Nevada. The Minority Leader is Mitch McConnell from Kentucky. Please take a moment and either take out your device and Google who the senators are from Wisconsin, or see if you can remember from our most recent election. At this point in time, we will end the video so that you can watch this Facts of Congress, Key Congressional Leaders. You will learn more about the jobs of other various individuals in the Senate and what they do.